If your growth strategy involves sending cold traffic straight to a product page, well, I've got bad news for you. You're likely scaling spend, but not revenue. Let me show you what growth brands do differently when they're serious about profit. So if you don't know me, I'm Cody Smith. I'm a cold traffic strategist and conversion copywriter for 7 to 8 figure D2C health and wellness brands. And I've worked with brands spending upwards of $80K per month on traffic. And I can tell you this, if you want to prove growth to leadership, you have to have the right strategy. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so let's say that you did find yourself a winning ad angle. Awesome, congratulations, that's amazing. And you are sending your traffic to a product page. Maybe that's working for a bit. But here's the thing, eventually this stops working. Now, most people are going to think that they just hit ad fatigue, right? But I think that's actually a myth, and here's why. So at any given time, only 2 to 3% of people are in a mindset to buy a product today. And the rest, they did not wake up today planning to buy your product, at least not yet, right? So where does the opportunity lie? Well, I call this the pyramid of opportunity. And when you take a look at the traffic and the market in general, there's always going to be people who are unaware of your brand, right? And the product. There's going to be people who are problem aware. There's going to be people who are solution aware, product aware, and most aware, right? So everyone is fighting for this right here. That's the top, the 2 to 3% that everybody's fighting for. But how are you supposed to scale if you are only after that top 2 to 3%? You really can't unless you have deep pockets, and you can outbid the competition, because the top 2 to 3% that are buying right now, everybody wants that traffic because they are in the market to buy the product, right? But again, that requires deep pockets. It's going to require you to spend a lot of money, and you're going to constantly be competing, which, by the way, I was just looking at this Helium 10. They put out this benchmark where they are showing the daily average spend. And as you can see here, you see that the pet supplies, health and household, and personal care and beauty, they're at the top, right? So the daily ad spend for those common popular niches are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So health and household, for example, just take a look at that. Look at the average daily spend in 2025, the green bar, versus the average daily spend in 2024. That has grown so much. So people are spending more, which means you have more competition, right? So that is only going to drive your costs up. And if you don't have those deep pockets and you can't outbid your competition forever, well, then what happens? Well, most brands hit a scaling ceiling, and that's what we don't want to do, right? So because 97 to 98% of people are down here at the bottom of that pyramid, they are harder to target, but that is your opportunity, right? The only problem is they haven't connected these dots to your product, right? Now, if your funnel does not reach these people, then you are invisible to most people in the market. That is a big problem, right? So how do you connect these dots? Well, we know this much. You have your ad, right? You also have your product page, okay? But what if I told you there is a special type of landing page that you could stick right here, and it's called an advertorial. And that is what connects these dots. That is what reaches these stages of awareness, right? So you can have an advertorial that moves people from unaware all the way to solution aware so that these dots are connected. And by the time they're ready to see your product, they're ready to buy it. And this isn't the only way to do this, of course. You can use VSL funnels, all sorts of things. But advertorials do have a pretty good track record. Some people are doing around 60K per day using them, right? So think about that. 60K per day using advertorials. That is around 21 million a year. Okay. That is incredible potential, right? But it is not enough to just have an advertorial funnel, right? Because if you don't get the funnel right, well, then this funnel can be just as expensive as targeting the top 2 to 3% that everybody is after. So what do we need to do? We need to make sure that we have these two main things mapped out and in place before you go launching this funnel, right? And the first one is your golden funnel formula. Now, I know you probably don't know what that is, and that's fine. I actually have a video that you can check out, right? I'll stick it around here somewhere where you can go watch that so you can map out your golden funnel formula. And the second thing that you're going to need is your TDA customer journey. Now, this TDA, tension, desire, action, customer journey, is for this specific funnel, not for your entire ecosystem, but for this funnel. I don't have a video for that yet, but if you are interested in seeing something like that, then leave me a comment below and I will definitely create that for you. So if your goal as a leader is to grow the company this year, then you need to tap into that 97 to 98% who are not buying right now. Connect the dots for them so that you can scale cold traffic profitably, right? You'll have better ROI, better return on ad spend. You can get your click prices down, all the things if you get it right. So go check out that other video on your golden funnel formula so you can start mapping that out or have your team do it. I do believe it comes with a free resource as well. So that is going to be super helpful. And if you like this video, you got some value from it, would you mind giving it a thumbs up? That way it helps the channel grow and it tells me that you actually like this video. So thank you so much. And I hope that was helpful.